nobody likes to be in a room or near a person who is a epic snorer. Mark, I know, has an epic snore. Looking at Will, he snores something fierce.
Nah, I'm actually quieter than I appear, but
really?
I do. Wow. But I do snore. Yeah.
Pat, how are you doing over there in the snore area?
I snore.
Snore. Okay. All right.
But I also don't have a wife that lies to me like Will.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning and welcome to episode 1523 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, August 13th, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80-ish% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Patreon.com/Hard Factor if you need more. Today, we're talking about when sawing logs turns deadly.
Yep. It's a snoring story, so pretty relatable for all of us, I would assume.
Uh-oh.
Snore. Everybody snore on this show?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble breathing generally.
Oof. Yeah. Might want to get that checked out. We got fox hunters in the UK are finally fighting back against the predator.
They've had a tough go, but they think they've got a way out of it here. We'll talk about soon. Yeah.
Notoriously persecuted group, the fox hunting community.
That's right.
Tally ho!
It's between them and the pheasant hunters probably who have gotten the most, been the most downtrodden historically.
Well, it's the Jews, the Polish, and then the fox hunters, I think, in order of persecution. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
I've got an all-time sleazy lawyer and his awesome mugshot out of Mississippi. And then Pat's going to tell us about Americans surprisingly not being the most obnoxious tourists in Europe right now.
That's right. So, thanks, British.
Ooh, the Brits.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been getting a lot of heat on their tour, on their tourism skills as of late.
I thought you were going to say the Chinese with those damn selfie sticks. Like they just
I don't mind the sticks.
You know, when there's like 100 of them.
No,
they're not hurting anybody unless they hit you.
I mean,
it's the culture that will photograph a fucking mountain when someone photographed the mountain way better than they ever could. But let them waste.
I'm more referring to the outside of Vegas when you're just like trying to have a glass of wine by the Italy place, and there's like 300 people photographing the gondolas. You're like, what's going on here?
Yeah, or like Times Square or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I heard they were ranked number one. We're not number one most obnoxious. It's the Chinese by other tourists.
Really?
It says who?
It says people that hate tourists, annoying tourists.
You know what? You know what might change that though? Trump is back on Twitter. Did you guys see it? He's going to be talking to Elon directly after we tape this. He's tweeting. This is from 2024. This is from earlier before we taped
today. That's fresh.
Are you better off now than you were when I was president?
That's how he opened his text chain back into the Twitter world.
Think about it.
Just 10,000 comments being like, no.
Oh yeah.
We need you.
I'm not. It's you, Mr. President.
The whole thing. He has the reply people back. He's got, it's incredible. He's back on Twitter.
Nice. I love it. Welcome back.
Yeah, he's going to be featured on this show a lot on Twitter. Yeah.
Why not?
Great for us.
Yeah.
Why not?
You do it for me, Mr. President.
It really was just the ownership of whoever's in charge of whatever place at the time is whether he's allowed there or not.
Yeah. I mean, he should have never been kicked off.
Sure. But I mean, it's
kicked
just
off Twitter.
Like, the ownership changed and now he's back. You know, I mean, it's just, and then Zuckerberg.
It was the riot incitement. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, maybe, but it's mosely the ownership. I think because Zuckerberg, you saw him go both ways.
Laugh riot.
Elected officials of the highest degree. They do that
like
crazy
Zuckerberg
shit.
Kicked him off for a while, then put him back, and then the ownership at Twitter changed, and that's what got him back. So,
a lot of riot incitement going on Twitter. From what
it's not like it's
know.
illegal.
Fuck Twitter generally these days. It's the worst place on earth.
Rich people deciding shit on their own.
People organize riots on Twitter. Should we get off of Twitter and onto the
I feel
news?
I feel like Telegram's the best place to organize a riot if you're going to these days, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys are
4chan.
organizing a riot, theoretically,
Does 4chan still exist?
Telegram.
What do you ever even been there?
Yeah, I've been.
That's
4chan.
what I'm saying. Nobody uses 4chan.
But I don't
People
go
know how you
there.
get on Telegram.
You don't go there. I've been there.
Yeah,
But,
you've tried to get me to like sign up to like buy Coke on it or something a few times. Right?
No. That's how I know you haven't been on 8chan.
Yeah, 8chan's where it gets really dirty.
That's like, let's get into the dark web. What do you say?
Yeah, and we did.
8chan.
Yeah.
8-ball chan.
No, double the chans. 8chan. 4chan's for pussies. Yeah.
That's right. Well, it's going to be more entertainment for everyone, so I'm glad he's back. Anyway, not sure if we covered this when I looked at the notes, couldn't find it from months ago, but it's crazy, and I know many of us can probably relate to this one. Nobody likes to be in a room or near a person who is a epic snorer. Mark, I know, has an epic snore. I'm told I don't exactly sleep quietly. I imagine looking at Will, he snores something fierce.
Nah, I'm actually quieter than I appear, but
Really?
I do. But I do snore. Yeah.
Pat, how are you doing over there in the snore area?
I snore.
Snore? Okay. All right.
But I also don't have a wife that lies to me like Will.
No. I mean, I'll wake somebody up, but it's not that bad.
Every day I'm like
Not
living
that
in
bad.
a Nightmare on Elm Street movie where I don't want to go to sleep.
Yeah. I've heard Mark's. For the guys with spouses, how does it go at home?
We know from the bachelor trips about Mark.
Yeah, I know about Mark.
Well, hey, look, I'm approaching the 230s. I'm down some weight, so it's not as bad as it was.
Okay.
One night I thought I woke up and I was genuinely concerned. I was like, is Mark going to make it through the night?
Yeah.
I'm down almost 60 pounds in the year.
That'll help.
50 pounds ago, I was not you couldn't sleep in the same house as me. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I know, there's systems involved. Well, hey, at least you guys are still alive.
Good job, Mark. You're making progress.
Nobody's killed you over your snoring or vice versa, which can't be said for this man's neighbor. This is 56-year-old Christopher Casey. Apparently, Christopher is an epic snorer, so much so that it caused a huge rift between him and his neighbor, 62-year-old Robert Wallace. So these two...
This guy looks like when they were taking his mugshot, they were like, okay, on 3, do your best French Stewart impression.
I hate that guy.
He's like a bald French. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know who that is.
You got a Third Rock from the Sun that was a doofus.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that show. Anyways, so these two shared...
heard of wax earplugs.
Ooh, we got swearingans.
Oh, the skinny guy?
Yeah, Fred.
Okay. I thought he was... Yeah, that guy's real skinny, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, but
he was just...
it's the face he's making. You don't see it in the eyes. And like, it's
Yeah, but let me pull
pull up
Let me pull
some
up
French
French.
Stewart faces.
Yeah, pull up
Let me pull up some French Stewart for you real quick.
Okay.
Let's give you a little French. Let me French you.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. Yeah, I know that guy.
What do we have here?
I think the kid that Cam brought to the beach sounds like French. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I know he sounded like some character. So anyway, these two were in a living situation I hope to never get myself into, a duplex. I don't know why, but a duplex just to me sounds like the worst possible living situation to be in, because you're basically just trapped next to one person, one family, separated by a wall. I mean, I know a townhouse is the same situation, apartment,
Right.
same situation, but at least you have some more
they're
buffer.
different. They're different because in a townhouse and apartment, everyone knows, and you have neighbors. But in duplex, you try to trick yourself into not having a
You
shared
tell
neighbor.
yourself
Even
you
though,
don't
Yeah.
have one, but you do have.
If you own the duplex, though, it's a sick deal because
True.
if you're getting the rent, yeah, because
Yeah.
basically, yeah.
True. I just think it just sounds like an extremely volatile living situation, as is proven in this case. So the way the duplex was set up, I guess they built it horribly. These two shared a common wall where they slept, just two grown men.
No, you can't do that. You can't have the beds at the shared wall.
No insulation, insulation at all. Shared wall, just
quarter-inch drywall, couple of sheets, nothing. So they're sleeping at mere feet from each other. They probably got their beds against the wall, so their heads are close. And all Robert can hear through the night is Christopher Casey's snoring every night.
The beds have chipped away at a quarter of the quarter-inch drywall from bumping into it. It's now even thinner.
There's no firewall. There's nothing. And he's just, like I said, sawing logs, just right on the rafters, night after night. And Wallace couldn't stand it anymore. So back in January of this year, Robert lost his mind. He's sleep deprived. He's having trouble at work because Casey's snoring is keeping him up. So he exited his duplex, walked around to the first floor window where Christopher was just waking up babies, and proceeded to push in Christopher's first floor window. And he threatened to kill him if he didn't stop snoring. He was like, I've had enough. You got to stop. Which, of course, Christopher has zero control over.
Did these guys ever think about flipping their beds to the other side of the room, giving him an extra 10 feet?
I think Casey just snores so loud that there was, as long as the bedrooms were close to each other, there was, maybe a sleep machine.
Also, if you get the wax earplugs, you can zone out most any snores. Hardcore ones. Yeah.
It's not that the guy has no control over it, Wes.
Well, he doesn't.
He doesn't have control in that moment.
Right, exactly.
But he can absolutely do some things to make it less horrible for his neighbor.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to eat a large pizza 40 minutes before bed.
Like Will said, it's a matter of who's going to inconvenience themselves. Is the neighbor going to put in earplugs, or is Christopher going to put it on a nose strip? It's like no one wants to inconvenience themselves in this situation to make the situation better.
I'd rather do anything than wear those nose strips.
Exactly.
Really?
Come murder me. Come murder me, dude. I'm not wearing a nose strip.
Why?
It's so uncomfortable.
Why?
Every night you got to treat yourself like an ogre. Put those things on your nose.
They're expensive. They don't stick. They're uncomfortable.
Yeah, but versus having to not sleep well because you're sleeping next to you, right? Which is worse.
Nah, my wife's got the wax earplugs, dog.
There you go. Yeah, see, Mark's got to figure it out. So anyway, according to and this argument had been going before, cops have been called between these two. 18 months in the making. This one night, and Robert lost his mind. So according to Casey's attorney, he said that Wallace had been bullying Casey for more than a year, threatened to kill him multiple times, just like this January night. Throw another wrench in the story. Christopher is autistic. His lawyer during the trial said he's a really good man and was not equipped to deal with this type of sustained abuse and threats. He was terrified of this guy. He believed he had no other option. So what happened is they argued for 20 minutes through the window. And then Wallace was like, he extended an olive branch. He was like, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm out of line. I will pay for your surgery to stop snoring so I can get some fucking sleep. He then offered to shake Christopher's hand. And this is from the Inquirer. So then
he's like, no, you won't. You live in a duplex.
Yeah. Why are you going to afford that? You live next to me.
He could pay for some
on welfare.
Some green glue and some 3/8 inch drywall. That could really solve this problem for him.
A lot of guys, they had a lot of options that could have solved this problem, but none of them wanted to do any of them.
Look, why don't we move our beds to a different area?
I'll buy you a sleep machine.
I'll help you move the mattress.
This is kind of how he deals with his problems. He lets it boil up to a point where he's going to then punch in a window and threaten to kill somebody unless things are, resolved.
Yeah.
How late are you eating, buddy? You eating right before bed or?
Mark, that's not what affects it.
You should eat a little earlier, We can have dinner together.
I'll make you a salad every night.
He's banging on the wall. That better not be you fucking cooking dinner at this hour.
11 o'clock.
So they argued.
He's telling the pizza. He's running off the pizza guy. No. It's way too late.
Yeah, I gotta step in here.
Does eating late cause snoring?
No.
I mean, if you eat and drink late, yes.
You get fat.
Alcohol, yeah, for sure.
Alcohol and food late at night definitely increases snoring.
Okay. So anyway, after 20 minutes of them arguing, him offering to pay for surgery, he wanted to shake his hand. So he went around to the front door, and Casey was like, okay, I'm coming to open the front door. But on the way to open the front door, Casey grabbed his military knife and a taser and hid it under his blanket. So when he opened the door, he just started stabbing Wallace in the chest. Just immediately stabbed him 3 times in the chest. He stabbed himself once in the leg, and Wallace dropped dead right there. Because Casey, being autistic, probably was confused. He had, he was genuine fear. They don't read social cues as well as people that aren't artistic.
We've been calling this guy French Stewart, and he's autistic.
He's autistic. Yeah.
Oh man.
So,
Yeah, but he murdered someone, dude.
right. Well, what you see as a peace offering, they might see as a trick.
He grabbed his autistic military knife and his autistic taser.
Look, he saw the situation as a killer.
This guy's on the spectrum. Okay, he doesn't have full blown autism. I'll tell you that much. You know how many autistic dudes do you know have like a fucking marine knife and a taser?
Every one of them. Have you seen Love on the Spectrum?
Yeah, they have a lot of swords.
They love those things.
Yeah. So Casey was not the one. The guy who got his window pushed in was the one.
Yeah.
Who offered
Casey's the snorer, and Wallace offered to shake the hand. So Casey was like, "Look, okay, I get it. You pushing my window. You're offering to pay for snoring. Let's shake hands." And then when the guy went around,
show me your knives.
But when the guy went around, his neighbor went around. He opened the front door and just stabbed him because he thought that he wasn't being genuine.
Right there.
Yeah, and apparently this guy had been aggressive towards him in the past. I don't know if he actually physically assaulted him, but he's just bullied him and has been really aggressive to this autistic guy for 18 years.
Fuck that bullshit, dude.
What was
that's a crock of bullshit.
So
that's a defense. Is it what that is?
Well, maybe I don't know.
Casey's guilty of at least manslaughter, even if
he was charged with the least degree murder, but they ended up getting manslaughter, and he's only going to be in jail for 8.5 months because he's been there since this happened.
Go for
and so he's already got time served, so he's got a month left in jail. He's going to serve a total of 8.5 months for killing.
Yeah, go easy on him. He's autistic, okay?
Yeah, I mean,
get him home to his taser and his. Very nice.
His sword collection.
Autistic ass Shanks in there if he's snoring his brains out in prison.
Yeah. He's also got to find a new address and is barred from returning to his apartment on Fritch Road. So he's gonna go ruin someone else's life.
People are there a little freaked out, huh? About Casey and the whole knife murder.
Yeah.
So where were you before this? Oh, okay, jail. Okay, why were you there?
Okay. You don't mind if we check your references, do you, with your last landlords?
Yeah, that's a tough rental situation, dude.
Dude, you'd sue your landlord for letting them move in. I mean, if you moved into an apartment beneath you or something, you could probably sue the guy to let him move in. Anyway, pretty crazy. Only 8.5 months, and that guy's dead. All over snoring.
Wow.
But what each of them could have done maybe to diffuse the situation is pop in a nice 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco-free Lucy pouch, share a pouch. Maybe that stabbing never would have happened. Lucy isn't like every other nicotine pouch company that's owned by Big Tobacco.
You want them to share a pouch? Let's get them each individual pouches.
Well, share a pouch. Like,
afford
that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
They can each have a pouch. I don't want one guy baby bird in a pouch in the other guy's mouth.
No, it's the magical moment where you offer it up. One guy puts it in frustration, and then he leaves the tin open, and he extends his arm. It's like a literal olive. Your arm turns into an olive branch with the tin on top, and it's right. Here, take one.
Hey, you can eat as late as you want, buddy. Let me give you a Lucy.
The autistic guy might have pulled his used patch out and offered it, but I don't know.
Because he's crazy. He starts tasing it.
How does it work? Anyway, pouches come in a variety of strengths from 4 milligrams all the way up to 12 milligrams. Lucy offers a variety of flavors, including apple ice, wintergreen, which is my favorite. Actually, mango is my favorite, the new one that I discovered, plus espresso. If you're not a pouch guy or girl, Lucy gum is available in 2, 4, 6 milligrams. They also have the crush, the crushes where they will flavor capsule in there. You crush it, and then it just releases juices in your mouth. They're awesome. let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/hard factor and use promo code hard factor to get 20% off your first order. Lucy offers free shipping and has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. That's lucy.co and use code hard factor to get 20% off and always free shipping. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning: this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
I don't know about you guys. Like, I think we have too mmany damn protected minority groups, right?
Okay, here we go.
A lot of them.
Here we go.
I like my minority groups unprotected. You know what I mean?
A lot of them.
Vulnerable.
Like my sex.
It's easier to abuse them that way.
Who are you gonna tell?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got no rights.
Just like my sex, I like my minority groups unprotected.
You're not even a citizen.
When's the year that's gonna flip? I can't wait till like all those people are minorities themselves, because that's gonna flip at some point, right?
But with this great replacement thing they're doing, Willie, it'll be sooner than you think.
No,
Well, with
because
the
as soon as
bullshit
they're
you're about to
minorities,
hear-
then they're gonna be like, no, now we need them rights.
Well, it's starting to turn into like those pets that you bring on a plane, the therapy pets or the safety pets, because there's one way to fight fire, and that's with fire, which is exactly what a group in the UK who is sick of all these damn gays, blacks, Asians, natives, veterans, and whoever else the fuck gets all the coddling is doing, right?
Damn. Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Don't bring any gay black Asians over here.
Yeah. And he's a veteran and he's native. Look, this is the UK fox hunting group, and they say that hunters are a minority that needs protecting because they're getting it from all angles from these GD hippies and animal loving tofu eating queefs.
Yeah.
Just
Preach.
super rich white guys that need protection.
The fox hunters, they got rights
Look at
too,
these
Wes.
outfits.
Look at those $20,000 horses they're riding.
Can't afford those hats.
You think just because a man rides on $1 million horse doesn't mean he don't have rights?
Yeah.
Enough is enough, they say. It's time to protect fox hunters out there killing all the cute foxes that no one eats the meat of. That's important work. I guess they're
Noble
on pest-
tradition.
That's right. It's a gentleman's
Yeah,
tradition.
Have something to do on a Saturday.
Exactly. Ed Swales, the chair of Hunting Kind, claims he's spent 3 years researching the protected minorities thing, and with the agreement from a quote leading human rights lawyer that says they unequivocally qualify for legal protection under the UK Equality Act of 2010, he's going to pursue this thing.
Well, is fox hunting illegal, or are they just tired of being badgered
No,
by
They're just
PETA?
tired of being bullied online.
Right,
They
yeah.
have clubs.
Which won't
they-
stop at all.
They're tired of being called fruity.
Yeah.
Well, they're like blue bloods, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
a super rich person's sport, right?
Yeah.
Where they and so like they have like clubs. So
They're sick
saying
of people
they
being
are-
mean about them, Wes.
So they're a minority because they identify as fox hunters. Is that what they're saying?
That's right. Well, we'll get to it. He says they meet
Wow.
5 out of 5 of the qualifications for an ethnic group. He says we hit everyone straight in the bullseye or the neck of the fox.
That's where you want to hit them.
He
My
says
favorite's when we trample them,
Yeah. Here's the 5
or
qualifications.
when the dogs rip them apart limb by limb.
Right. Look at these things. Like they're out there. They need protecting, these assholes. The 5 qualifications for an ethnic
It's
group
a
under
fucking cavalry with pit bulls going
Under the
after a single fox.
the UK Equality Act of 2010 are number 1, a long shared history. And what do you think? You think these guys have a long shared history?
Heritage.
Yeah, I
not
think
hate.
so.
Yep.
Yep,
I'd
you
say
could
so.
you could tell by the inbreeding of the dogs.
Check.
They look
Check
like they're
one
going to
off.
round up a black person, quite frankly.
Yeah, you put hoods on them.
Yeah.
You could put that in the 60s in the South.
Yeah.
They're going fox hunting. Number 2, a cultural tradition of its own. Check that off. That's killing foxes.
Only for blue bloods in England.
Yes. Number 3, a common geographical origin or descent. They're all British. Might be a bit of a stretch. Might be a bit of a stretch.
That's
Might be a bit of a stretch.
What if there's an African guy who just loves fox hunting? and
He's not allowed in that club. No
He's
way.
not getting in that club.
He's a white African, Wes. Spin zone. He's a white African.
South African.
Okay, they probably let a South African in.
Are you interested in participating as a rider or a dog?
Would you like to clean up the dog shit?
How fast can you run?
Can we hunt you?
As fast as a dog?
Number 4.
I think we have
Number
something
4.
for you.
Yeah, number 4 is a common language, and they all whisper around foxes. So check that one off. Fox here. And then number 5 is a common religion, which I'm going to guess they all have the same religion.
What is?
Them Protestants right there. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
They all have to be in the same church to be in the fox hunting club.
I think they are.
Yeah, it's no problem for them.
So 5 out of 5. Their
That's
common language is a little bit of a stretch. The origin's a little bit of a stretch. The religion's a little bit of a stretch.
I mean,
But they
English.
got-
It is common, technically.
That's getting tossed.
he
They don't
claims
need it.
No, they don't. No, they don't, Wes. This guy, Ed
We won't
Swales,
be able to sue people who make fun of us online.
sounds like the boss, Michael Scott's original boss. He claims people in his group have suffered discrimination, such as losing work and being abused on social media. He also said that the losing work thing had nothing to do with the day-long hunts scheduled on work days.
No.
You know what they should start doing is naming the foxes they kill after the people that bully them. Be like, this one's for you at so and so, because you bullied me. We slaughtered this fox. That's what I would do if I were them.
Peter 345.
Yeah. This fox's head is on you, Peter 345.
It's a threat. It's called a threat.
No, but they've already done it.
I think they're just trolling. Go ahead, Will.
Court date, Mark. When does the judge going to laugh and toss it in the trash?
Well, they haven't filed yet, and not everyone agrees with Swales, like former labor minister Mike Foster, who said, "Show me an example of a group that's lost the plot. The hunt lobby never fails to disappoint." So we'll see if the fox hunters get, like, if you can, if you're in the UK and you're applying for a job in a couple of years, if you can check off fox hunter on the.
As somebody who likes to hunt, it's offensive to consider them part of the hunting lobby. To me, that's fox hunting is its own thing. That's its own brand of hunting.
It is, Will, and it's going to be protected soon. Must protect these men. We're sick of the
Finally, some sort of protection.
Who would make fun of us? Who?
Yeah, the entire world, and they want to sue you for it, and they're already rich. It's throw it out.
I think they're trolling like the Canadian teacher with the Z-sized titties, the double Z. Yeah.
But their judges over there wear wigs, so they might actually be in favor of this because
Their judges over there are fox hunters, Will.
they love
Yeah.
tradition. Yeah. All right. Let's get any more on the fox hunting. We want to move it along.
Get them out of here.
Down to Mississippi. Okay. One of my favorite games to play on Florida Man Friday. You can go over all the best Florida Man stores each Friday at patreon.com/hardfactor. Sign up all tiers.
Nope. Oh, your mic's going out.
We didn't hear any of that.
You didn't hear any of that?
Not any of it.
You didn't hear a single thing?
Not
No.
really.
Can you hear me now?
Mhm.
Okay. This is one of my favorite games to play on Florida Man Friday. Can you hear that?
Yeah. Start it from there. Yep.
Okay. Right. It's called Name That Crime. I love it, especially when you have a great mugshot to work with. Patreon.com/hardfactor Florida Man Friday. It's great. And it's extremely rare to have a lawyer mugshot to work with. But we have that today. The great state of Mississippi provides. And fellas, I'd like you to meet Mississippi attorney Daniel Sidney Dale, Esquire. Obviously, he's an attorney of law. And please let me know what you think his crime is based on his mugshot. Here he is.
Oh my God.
Can you describe Daniel? Dale.
He looks like his sweat could be put in a gun and shot at you.
Is that greasy? Yeah. It's
I mean, he kind of looks like
thick.
like an innkeeper that you come across in a horror film.
Yeah. I was gonna say he burned down his own funeral home for insurance.
He keeps coming back to life. Well, dude, look at his shirt. Look how sweaty his shirt is.
He's sweating through his jacket on his shoulder.
It looks like a picture you buy, like it looks like a stock photo of just a crazy, like type in crazy man.
That's Dan Dale, Esquire.
Wait. Is he slashing prices?
Yeah, he could do an infomercial. He's like the Paul Bearer of Mississippi law. It's kind of how he looks. Very sweaty. So any other guesses besides?
Is it hot in here,
burning
Joe?
down?
Or is it just me sweating through the jacket?
No, it's Mississippi, so it's hot, but nobody's sweating as much as
stalking.
Dan Dale.
Well, I'm gonna go with stalking.
That's a good guess. Stalking. Pat, what do you got?
I mean, I think he punched a woman.
Okay. All good guesses, but none right on the nose of Dan Dale there. Dan Dale was arrested last Thursday, August 8th, for trying to smuggle in tons of cigs and weed into the jail when he was there for a visitation. And this was at, let me see the name. This was at the Hines County Detention Facility, 1 star on Google. And so Dan Dale, he strolls in this sweaty with a metal briefcase. And
I know you've already said the answer, but I'd like to change my answer to smelling bad was his crime. Well,
right, yeah. Smelling, yeah. And the creepiest things imaginable. That's what he looks like. But this is what he did. Actually, kind of.
Look how many Lucy's he brought in.
Right.
Yeah.
He also brought a scale in, which is weird.
So here's the zoom in. He's got vacuum packaged loose cigarettes, like Mark was saying, tons of weed, like 4 different types of weed there. As Pat said, a scale so they could sell the weed, 2 phones, phone chargers, and then a ton of blunt wraps and rolling papers. Basically, he was supplying a weed dealer inside the jail.
Yeah, he's supplying red on the inside.
Right. Pat, he's got a scale because he's a man of integrity, as you can see.
Jesus. You can't believe he got caught.
Oh, yeah. No, facetious. Good point, Pat. He was very obvious how sweaty he was.
How many bags did he put those cigarettes in to not get him sweat through?
Right, that's probably why it was more. For
were they in his ass?
Situation. No, it was in a metal briefcase.
Yeah, you can see the briefcase on the table. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
They were fine when I left the house. I don't know why they're.
He brought it in like the most stereotypical criminal briefcase possible.
But here's how he got busted.
Sweating his brains out as he walks.
It's possible.
So much, dude.
I mean, even if he got him in, he might have gotten him in. How the fuck are you going to expect an inmate to then leave his attorney meeting with all that shit and get it back to his bunk? It's not happening.
I mean, the Hines Detention Center probably is not top-notch security.
So Dan, you're right. You're right, Wes and Pat, you're right. So I think he was so hot with it.
Yeah.
He came in on Monday, right? I'm not going to play the clip because it's just local news telling you exactly what I'm going to tell you now. He came in on Monday, right? The sheriff even tweeted about it, and they thought it was hot. He was like, basically, this fucking guy comes in with the metal briefcase, sweating his balls off on Monday. We knew he was a criminal of some sort. He comes back in on Thursday, and that's when they pop him and they bust him. So somehow on Monday, one of the inmates got this kind of a haul back into the jail. So I don't know how the fuck they did it in their pants. I don't know. Paying off the guards at the,
There's a lot of ingenuity going on in the United States jails.
For sure. So, but Dan Dale, I mean, he's just one of the most obvious criminals of all time. His updated mugshot too. He cleaned himself up, got retaken. Not much better. It looks better.
He looks deader.
On the inside, yeah.
He looks more dead. Sometimes dead is better.
How much would he need to get paid to smell his neck?
No.
It's got some stuff in there. A lot of
200 bucks.
residue.
200
Yeah.
bucks extra.
200 at a minimum, dude.
200 at a minimum.
Who, me?
I'm not smelling that neck for less than 200.
He's a nice.
He's a gritty lawyer. I'm just glad to know there's Dan Dales out there,
What do you guys know about Mount Vesuvius?
It erupted and destroyed Pompeii.
You're damn right. That's all we know about it. That's it.
Yeah.
Pompeii got torched. And it was similar like what happened when they set off that atomic bomb in Japan twice. People's shadows were like plastered to walls and shit.
Yeah.
That's not good.
But because of that, right? Like, damn, it's hard to like want to live in Pompeii again. So Pompeii has been like a pretty cool example of how life was back in the day because of, the fucking eruption that took place there.
You know what was cool? They unearthed a bunch of shit that like was kind of well preserved because of all that. There was like an al fresco dining. You could get like a duck burger right out there, just right on the street.
It's pretty awesome.
That place has got to be haunted, right? Pompeii.
Get a duck burger and a beer right there.
Big time.
Street.
You don't stay overnight there. You go for a day trip.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go
I feel like this. Sometimes when a natural disaster strikes somewhere, that's the best time to go in. Even if it is a volcano eruption.
If I'm getting turned to ash, I'm sticking around and haunting.
You stick it around and haunting. Yeah, you got a raw deal.
Yeah.
But real estate is dirt cheap. So
It was 79 CE that happened. Who knows when that was? I only know the AD/BC. I'm sure someone's yelling at their radio right now.
Plus 79.
Right, who knows? Anyway, a British tourist was there, and there's a 2,000-year-old house that's like in pretty good condition, which is pretty awesome if you ask me.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of it. You can kind of get inside and see, like, obviously it's not perfect condition. You can see what a house was like 2,000 years ago. It's pretty awesome.
Dude, pretty nice. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Right.
You see the shit that they had back then, and you're like, damn, Pompeii was kind of popping. It's not.
It's kind of popping off, right?
Yeah. They had
And,
you get like a lot of patio beers and, hot grilled meats. I mean,
yeah, this house that we're going to talk about here in a minute is the House of the Vestal Virgins.
Nice.
That was
That's
their
great, too.
house. Yeah,
that's great. They got whorehouses too.
Big time. No, these are virgins, Willie.
Life is pretty good here on Pompeii as long as that volcano.
That's the marketing that gets you in the door.
They're just biting my duck burger. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Anyway, some British asshole thought to himself, it'd be fucking cool as if I carved my initials into this fucker. And that's what he did. Yeah, this 37-year-old man carved his initials and his two daughters' initials in there. JW, LMW, and MW high on the wall. And then he also carved my law 7/8/24, which is when they were there. They were there August 7th.
Got a couple of friends with names too. I can scratch them in there too.
Yeah, you know what I think I should do here is carve some graffiti into this 2,000-year-old relic.
Remember they were doing that to the Coliseum nonstop not too long ago.
Dude, I just don't understand. Like, how does it work out that you A, have enough money to travel to a foreign country, but B, are so dumb?
But they're European. It's like going to a different state. It's not the same as like us going to Europe. It's
but you go to Pompeii, you think you have some respect for history or something.
No, dude, you're just on vacation. You probably got a cheap fucking deal on a flight. And you're like, all right, Pompeii it is.
They busted this fucker pretty quick, and he apologized, saying he had written his initials of himself and his two daughters to leave a sign of their visit to the site.
Yeah.
It was such a special time for my daughters and me, my law. So I thought that I'd fucking graffito tag this 2,000-year-old miracle.
He had to leave his mark,
Mm-hmm.
Do it down at the crawfish shack on the walls. Thought I could do it here in Pompeii.
He's a Brit, though. It reminds me of Secundius, guys.
Yeah.
Who had a little dick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Secundius, though, the guys that carved that, I mean, that's an elegant carving of a penis, and then putting his name right next to it.
Right. They also lived there. It wasn't like they traveled to a place that was 2,000 years old. They were giving it to him real time, Secundius.
Yeah, it was way cooler. Nothing will ever. This guy's a wannabe Secundius. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what a piece of shit. Daddy, why are they arresting you? Because I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I'm fucking stupid as shit.
that's you're my wife.
Because
Real.
your grandma is dumb as shit and never taught me how to not be a total dumbass. One day you'll be dumb as shit too. So
What we do,
That's not safe for that family.
it's what we do.
Pat,
I'm just-
so you might have answered it, but how is there an odd number of initials? Is he doing first names only?
He put a
Law was the most important part to him.
well, their last name starts with a W. So there's JW, MW, and LMW.
Where's the Y?
I assume
Well, my law is his own thing. That's his,
my
his-
law is
his-
whatever.
his
That's
tag. That's his
yeah,
tag.
my
That's his
law.
alias. Yeah.
I noticed someone else carved K plus M in there as well, above where he did his. See it?
Well, look,
He
Kim.
did.
Yeah.
there's lots of shitheads out there. Okay, Wes.
Damn, dude.
He's just
But no,
following,
my law.
following the trend there.
My law wrote it the biggest. He's like the Herbie Hancock. Of,
I just okay. Here's a better example. How do you have enough respect or interest in history to drag your ass out to a
That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
ancient ruin in August
Yeah.
in Italy,
Because
right?
he got a cheap deal.
To then want to be like, I'm gonna carve my fucking initials in here.
Yeah.
This is the
You
kind of guy.
drag me here. I'm gonna carve my initials in here.
Yeah, but he's the dad.
But this
Anyway, that's the show.
cheap flight to Pompeii, thinking he's going to the beach, and then he realizes he's at like a historical site, and he's like, "Oh fuck,
Ah, give me something to carve with. We were here.
go get my rocks off somehow, Mike."
All right, have a great fucking day.